All right, so this is drive number 2 in the brand new 2025 Hyundai Tucson Hybrid Limited. Let's go ahead and start it up. There's your nice intro into this new car. Go ahead and turn the fan volume down so it doesn't get too loud. This is me, and we'll go ahead and check on which software version we are on today to give you guys an up-to-date of where we are. We are on model. There's our model software version. Go ahead and give you guys a nice picture of this. See what we're on. We are on, we're getting another update, currently in progress. And it looks like the update maybe is the same one as our last drive that maybe didn't finish, but I'll go ahead and read it again. Our current software version is the NX4A.USA.CC&C.001.002.250.930. So hopefully by the time we get this car back, this next update will be complete, and maybe by the next drive we'll have some updated features to kind of show you guys. But if you're new to this channel, kind of the main focus around this channel is, I kind of want to show off the tech in this car kind of as it progresses over time. Is the controller system of the car, the architecture of the car getting any better? Is it staying the same? Is the highway driver assist getting any better? Is the smart cruise control 2 getting any better? Is the responsiveness and kind of feel for how this car reacts on the road feeling any different? So that's kind of what we're gonna test over time. So let's go ahead and get this car into drive and get the car on the road. I've actually gone ahead and pre-programmed the start button to automatically go right to my CarPlay, so we can kind of take us right home. So we've got our maps loaded in. We'll go ahead and get started on this second drive here. I mean, right off the bat, coming from, I did not mention, we're coming off of a 2023 Hyundai Tucson Limited. I don't know if you can tell, but right here, we're just leaving the MVA to drop off my old plates and tags for my old 2023 Hyundai Tucson, and we just picked up this brand new 2025 Hyundai Tucson Hybrid Limited trim. Currently have 74 miles on it, so brand spanking new. I'm excited to kind of test out all these new features coming from the 2023 model. We're going to test, how it compares to the 2023 in terms of highway driver assist, smart cruise control 2, and how the responsiveness kind of feels in comparison to this older model coming from the gassed version. So we're hoping that the hybrid version will kind of give us a little bit more smoothness, kind of coming off the start, going from 0 miles an hour, kind of gaining up off the start instead of getting that sometimes jerky motion that you could kind of get from some of the older models. So that'll be a fun thing to kind of test out as we kind of get on the interstate. Right now we have no smart cruise controls on, just because we're on some back roads. I'll go ahead and turn on the lane center keep function. It can be a little finicky on these back roads. Right now, I don't know if you can see, the green steering wheel has engaged, which means it is active. If it's not active, it will go into a white shade, which sometimes you can't really visibly see. On the older model, it was a little harder because it was only on your digital display cluster. With this newer model, the 2025, you now get the heads-up display, and I will say it's much easier to see if that lane center keep is either engaged or disengaged, with the green steering wheel meaning it is engaged and the white steering wheel meaning it is disengaged. On the older model, it was kind of, you didn't really know if it was on or off unless you looked down and took your eyes off the road. So it's good to know whether that's kind of truly on or not. And I know not that you should be relying on that 100%. It's kind of a kind of nice to have feature in my mind, a safety feature that, keeps your car in the center lane, just in the event that, something gets distracted or, who knows what happens. Just a nice safety feature. And that's kind of how I treat the, smart cruise control too, the adaptive cruise control. It's, it's a really nice to have feature, but it's nothing that you should, obviously 100% rely on when you're out on the highway. It's just what I always like to say, it's an extra set of eyes. My eyes are always 100% on the road, but at the end of the day, we are human beings, and our attention span is at the infotainment screen, at the digital cluster, at the cars next to us, and our rearview mirror, versus the safety system, the cameras around you. They're looking 100% of the time, and they're not getting distracted. They're always working. They're constantly looking for one thing and one thing only, and that's cars around them and cars in front of them. So, like I said, that is a very nice to have feature, but again, should not be relied on solely just without even paying attention to the road. So another nice thing about this is that kind of instant torque that you're getting from that hybrid. It's really nice coming kind of off the start if you need to kind of get up and over like I just did. So we're going to go ahead and get here on the interstate. It is a interesting conditions for a first and second drive of this new model. We got some light flurries of snow that is kind of turning into rain and kind of stopping now. So I wouldn't call it ideal conditions, but you would hope to think that this system should be able to perform pretty well in these conditions. I have been told that in certain severe weather conditions that you will get a warning basically saying that highway driver assist is not available due to those inclement weather conditions. So we're just going to get right up to speed here and go ahead and engage our highway driver assist. Right now we have it set at a distance follow of 1. We have our lane center keep on, and right now everything seems to be as smooth as it can be. We'll go ahead and kind of see how this reacts. My hands will be on the wheel. My foot will be just lightly off of the accelerator and the brake, just to kind of keep everything close by. But as of right now, the car is doing everything on its own. It's making its own decisions, when to start, when to stop, when to slow down, when to speed up, when to kind of take any turns if necessary, if there's a curve in the road. So as of now, the car is doing fantastic in my mind. So we'll see how we react to here with the car merging on. Generally, I would actually move. Oh, see, there's my first. I just got a lane warning that I did not, a blind spot warning that I actually did not see in my blind spot, and I put my blinker on and I got an audible warning as well as a warning in my digital display cluster, as well as the first place that I saw it was actually in the heads-up display. I saw a little red kind of warning on the left side of my car showcasing where the car was in my blind spot. So that was already something that has, I guess you could save me just on the second drive. I put my blinker on, and then I kind of did my shoulder check and had that audible warning and the heads-up display warning that kind of let me know that, hey, there is a car in your blind spot. So that was nice to know. We'll go ahead and re-engage the highway driver assist. You can see right here the HDA is now highlighted in green, and we'll see how well we do with follow here. Again, just follow distance 1. On the older models, it kind of would get finicky when there's either an off ramp or even more so when there's an on ramp, and we'll kind of see that coming up on this next on ramp. the older model, the 2023, struggled a little bit with knowing what was the current lane you're in and what was potentially the on or off ramp. So the lane center keep would generally disengage. Right now it's doing a fantastic job. It stayed completely engaged and no warnings at all. But the older model, it would typically disengage because it would get confused as to what lane I'm in and maybe what lane the actual merge on or exit ramp is. So we're going to go ahead and manually change lanes here. No issues there. And as we get back into an actual lane, then the lane center keep kicks back in and the highway driver assist kicks back in, and it will take over driving. Again, no input from me. This is all the car doing all of the work right here. Now I do see something, I don't remember specifically if this was in, it actually just turned off. So did the highway driver assist. I'm not sure why that turned off. But it had showed a green NAV button, which I assume it's taking in from its internal map system, Hyundai's internal map system in the drive system, and it knows where certain kind of curves may be. Let's see how well this handles around this sharp curve. Pretty good. Nothing. Wow. That's definitely much better than the previous 2023 model. This 2025 I wouldn't say that was 100% smooth and human-like, but it did it. It did it without any input from me. So I'm pretty sure the last model would have given up and kind of it just turns off lane center keep, and it'll just kind of drift into the other lane if you don't have your hands on the wheel, which is kind of scary. I think this one, that just handled that pretty smoothly. I wouldn't say it was perfect, but I would say it was definitely better than 2023 model. This was another thing that this seemed like it handled it pretty well, but when a car kind of merges over a little bit late and the highway driver assist is looking to kind of speed up because it doesn't see the car, and then sometimes, I wouldn't call it really being cut off, but if a car is coming in maybe a little bit late, the car tends to react a little bit later than I guess a human would in a natural way, and sometimes you get that little harsher brake if the car is coming in a little bit late. This one, I wouldn't say it was as harsh. I definitely kind of felt the braking, but I think in the previous model that probably would have been a lot harsher of a brake, and something that I probably would have preemptively kind of braked and not had the car do, because I had known that it would have been a harsher brake. So I'm kind of curious to just see, I'm going to change my distance follow to 4 now, and I want to kind of see, if the event there is some kind of traffic that's slowing down further up, how far out this system can actually pick that up and actually start the stopping process a little earlier. One of the caveats on the 2023 model is that as a human, you can see pretty far out if there's traffic stopping, and you preemptively just want to hit the brake and kind of let you kind of coast up to the traffic to get a nice limousine stop. Let's see if it's going to go left or right here. All right, that was pretty good. It did technically turn off the lane center keep, but it did stay on the right path. If that was a 2023 model, that would have gone berserk and would have let go. Let's see how this handles this turn here. Wow. I mean, That's doing pretty natural. Like, you know, there's I mean, I wouldn't give it a perfect 10, but I mean, there's like tiny jitters. But if you were a passenger, you probably wouldn't see this. So again, I had the lane distance 4 on. This truck was pretty far ahead, and in my opinion, it did a pretty good job stopping a lot further out than the previous 2023 model would have, I think, in my mind, waited to a much later distance to apply the brakes, ultimately resulting in a much harsher braking and uncomfortable driving experience. So far, in terms of, you know, follow distance and following cars ahead that may be going at a slower speed, I would say this is doing much better. And again, right there, that was something else I just noticed as I was changing lanes. The previous model would kind of wait for you to change lanes and then wait for the car in the previous lane to get completely out of sight, and then you would kind of start accelerating, which as a human, you know, you typically, when you're changing lanes, if you're going into a quicker lane, you kind of want to accelerate as you're kind of coming into that next lane, so you're maybe not, you know, causing any holdups in traffic behind you, causing them to slam on their brakes and then causing even more traffic behind them. The whole idea is to kind of accelerate as you're changing lanes, and that's something that I actually just noticed right off the bat, is that when I turned my blinker on, it already started accelerating even before I tried you know, switching into the next lane. So it's good to see that, you know, maybe that's something that is an improvement from the previous 2023 model, is that it is more responsive, you know, off the gate coming, you know, from switching lanes. So I do like that a lot. This is also a pretty consistent turn that the car will usually slow down on the previous model. Right now, yeah, it does look like it's slowing down a little bit. It's pretty steep. Keep hands on steering wheel. That's the first one that I've gotten, actually, I've just noticed on this whole entire trip. Okay, that was yep, it just let go. I had to take over for the first time. It was cutting that corner a little too quick, and I saw that the steering wheel went white, meaning that it disengages the lane center keep. So that was the first disengagement for the lane center keep on this 2025 model. All in all, I'll say that's pretty good, just one. And that's something that I'm actually curious about, that, you know, what are you all curious about learning as I'm taking these drives? Are there different things that you want me to test out kind of as we go along? I am manually holding this just because there was a truck nearby, but are there other things that you maybe want to see me test out in these daily drives, these highway driver assist, smart cruise control, infotainment? But, you know, I'm curious, do you want me to kind of rank each drive for, you know, let's say, you know, I just did one interruption where I had to take over, call that one strike off of this drive, or if I have to initiate the brake pedal, say that I felt that I was feeling, you know, maybe it was going to come to an unsafe and harsh stop, and I had to depress the brake before the car did. You know, maybe that would be a 1 point knocked off, or for a disengagement, or, you know, I'm open to comments on what you guys think. So make sure you leave a comment down below and how you think I should kind of rate these drives as we kind of gauge these over time, because I do want to take, you know, from these first initial two drives that I had, in comparison to, you know, like a year from now, I want to be able to look back on, you know, hey, the driving on this specific street wasn't working as well as, you know, maybe a year from now, you know, that road where I had that disengagement, you know, maybe in a year it'll be flawless through certain updates. So if that's something you guys are interested in, that's probably the way I want to take this channel, unless there's other things that you guys want to see. You know, I'm open to what the community wants to see. You know, just like Hyundai, something that I love about them is they they listen to their community, and they want to hear from the community, and they want to know what their passengers and customers want. And something that they updated from the 2023 model to the 2025 model was that they added back the digital or actual scroll wheels for the actual temperature controls and the volume knob. Those are two things that we did not like really about, these are small things, but things that we didn't like about the 2023 model was the capacitive touch and having to click really fast, and it just wasn't as responsive and didn't feel the tactile responsive of actually being able to twist the knob. So that was something that we enjoyed, these little things that they brought back for this 2025 refresh, because they listened to their customers. They know that people didn't like it, and they brought it back. So that's something that I kind of want to do with this channel. I want to listen to my viewers and kind of what you guys are interested in kind of learning more about and wanting to know more about specifically the Hyundai drive system. I know Hyundai Kia share a similar drive system, so if you're a Kia fan, this overlap would be probably helpful for you as well. So if there's something else you want to know coming from Kia, please let me know. I'd be happy to kind of do some overlap with those cars as well, as I'm sure the drive system is pretty similar and does carry over quite a bit. So we do have to get off at this exit coming up. So this is kind of just, again, second drive. I have not even again peeled off any of the factory warranty tape from the screens, so I do want to do a more in-depth review of kind of my setup of this vehicle and kind of how I plan to customize my driver experience and how that may change over the years. So if you're interested in those types of videos as well, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button to get notified for any future videos that may come out. But yeah, so that kind of ends the highway driving and interstate driving from here. But make sure to keep out for the next video, and I'm looking forward to driving this car more and more and making more of these videos. So with that said, I'll leave it to this final drive, and looking forward to seeing you guys in the next video.